Hi everyone, this is Corey from Paranormal Guru. Just doing a little bit of a video on, I would call it paranormal activity, a true haunting from an account from our team that we have gathered evidence from that involved a family member. This video is going to be a two-part video as I gotta put them up in 15-minute segments up on YouTube, and I'm hoping that you'll really take the time to watch this, as I'm going to explain to you an account of a haunting and how it can affect someone, such as a family member or a loved one, or even somebody that you just know as an acquaintance, and what it can do to them mentally and health-wise, and just how when you can see your family or a person in fear. And I just kind of want to jump into that and tell you about the story, and maybe it can help you or someone you know, because listening means more than the world to that person, possibly. And that's all you really got to do. You can go further, you can find somebody to go further, but if you just take that first step and listen to them and really hear them, it can really go a long way. So please, this is a really good story, 100% truth, no fabrication, no over glorifying anything like Hollywood horror movies or ghosts and stuff. It's nothing like that. 100% truth. It's going to start off by telling you about my mother when she was a child. She's one of 7, and one night she's sleeping. She wakes up from sleep. Next thing you know, she sees a gray shadow standing at the edge of her bed. Her instinct was to be fearful, but for some reason she felt nothing but calm and actually happiness. She said she really felt actually really good. The shadow went up and it floated over her bed. She just remembers going back to sleep. The weird thing is, the next morning they woke up to go to school. Before they could get off to school, they got a phone call saying that their grandfather died in the middle of the night. Could that be a coincidence? Sure, it can. I'm not going to chalk it up as like it's 100% fact. But I know my mother's not a liar, and she's not going to lie to me about this. And she's told me this since I was a child. And I always ask her because I just want to see if I can catch her something. It doesn't. It never changes. It never does. Anyway, that being said, that was the first time she had something happen until now. And that shows me it's obviously a true fact, in my opinion, because this story has nothing but true facts and oddities that will make you really question everything. She moved down here to Missouri with me and was living with me when she came down here until she had a place. She found a small place through a coworker, also named Shirley, which is my mother's name, Shirley, that had told her, I used to live in this place, go ahead and move there, it's really inexpensive, the landlord is fantastic. My mother got the place. It's an old place, but she got the place. But when she went to look at it, she said the first time she went in, she felt bad vibes, she said dread. She felt heaviness, dread. She didn't like it. She just had a bad feeling, especially the bathroom. So, of course, she looks around the place. When she went into the bathroom, she said she felt uncomfortable. She's not, she believes in this kind of stuff, but not hardcore to where she's like, okay, I'm out of here. But enough to where she just thought maybe it just was the feeling of it because it was a new place. I understand that. That's a very high possibility. But it ended up not being the case. So she moves in. Obviously, I bring my 4-year-old Kirsten's child over there. We go over to visit. This is the first time that her 4-year-old is in there. And she obviously has to go potty over there. But she insisted that somebody go into that bathroom with her. Could I chalk it up to it being that it was her first time in the bathroom in a new place? Absolutely. I just wanted to add the coincidence in that. I didn't really have a feeling at that time. I didn't I didn't have a feeling at all really. But it gets gradual. It does. So here's the thing. We did that. About a week later, my mother contacts me. Go by and talk to her. She tells me she has a dream. And in this dream, there's a man. And what he is doing is pushing her down, holding her arms down. She can't see his face. But she knows it's a man and holding her down. Now she wakes up out of that dream. She still feels the heaviness on her chest. And she said she could not move. At first she thought she was having a heart attack, anxiety attack. She was scared. And even when she's telling me this, you can see the look on her face. She's scared. There's fear there. She's telling you the truth, me. I knew she was telling me the truth. I could see it. So she's telling me she's scared. Sorry. She's giving me the feeling that she's scared. It freaked her out. She thought she was having a heart attack. We start talking about blood pressure medication because I know she used to be on it. She hasn't been on it. She told me since she's been down here because she had no primary doctor. So I'm thinking, hey, very high possibility she's having heart issues since blood pressure medication, obviously, that relates to your heart. So maybe she's seeing things and it's just, hearing things and whatever, feeling things because the blood pressure medication, she needs it. So she goes and takes care of that. Then she comes to me, a few days, whatever, later on, and starts talking to me about how she woke up again. This time it wasn't from a dream, but she saw, I want to make sure I say it correctly, she saw a gray shadow standing over her bookcase with its head down, like it was reading the bookcases. It was going to pick a book to go read. She said she stared at it. It didn't move. It just stayed in a position like it was intently looking at the books. And then poof, she said it's gone. Of course, me, I'm like, did it move to the right, left? Did it go up? Did it, like mist does? It just kind of dissipates. She said no, it just disappeared. Like it wasn't even there. Alright, okay, she got attacked. Now this is happening. We decided to do an EVP session at the house. Kirsten and I did. This mother was talking to me about all this stuff. That night, that bathroom felt so heavy. It really, it frightened me. I will admit it. It did. You would go into that bathroom and you would feel this thick heaviness that something did not want you in there. You were in its space. That feeling where like in the horror movies, honestly, like you go to open that shower curtain and you know something's going to be there, but you don't do it because you know it's there, but it's not at the same time. It was enough of a feeling to me to step out and hold the EVP recorder right inside the bathroom. I did not want to turn my head and look. I didn't want to know. I was that frightened, sure, I can admit it. And Kirsten felt the same thing. So that night, we got an EVP when we were sitting in my mom's bed. And it said, I have to get her. Alright. Okay, awkward, sure. But now there's evidence that there's a voice on there. And my mother's got her blood pressure medication, so it's not mental, it's not health. And I know her. I can see the fear. I know I've explained it, but I can see it. I know her. So we do that. Then my mother comes to me after we do this investigation. A couple days later, I show my mother the voice. Sorry, I'm bouncing around. A couple days later, now she feels hands coming down onto her throat from behind as she's sitting in the recliner. Like somebody just comes up from behind her and starts choking her. Not enough where she can't breathe, but enough she feels the pressure. And it started freaking out. She started getting anxiety again. Now she's like, okay. Now I'm also thinking, when she's telling me this kid had blood pressure medication, I'm asking if she's taking it on time. She's doing like she's supposed to, watching after my 60-year-old mother. She's frightened. She buys a nightlight. Excuse me. My mother, in all the years, has never had a nightlight since since I can remember. And obviously, she told me since she was a child. I've never noticed she's the kind of person who gets migraines, has to sleep in the dark kind of person. So now I know she's scared. This is a problem, and that concerns me. So now I know it's not that something is frightening her. So we come back in, and we decide to do a second EVP session. This time, we do get an EVP. We experience cold chills, and the bathroom is heavy. It is consistently heavy in there. You just look at that bathroom, not even going in it, you just know something is there. This EVP was kind of weird. It still doesn't make sense. It's still perplexing to me. But the EVP says, "I'll get him before they do." Who's him? Who's they? Us? I don't know. So Kirsten and I do that. We go through, do that investigation. Here's where it gets bad. My mom has that same journey. Man's attack. It's on top of her. She can't see his face. She can't do it. But this time she wakes up. She's not frozen, she's not paralyzed. But she sees a gray shadow standing in her doorway. Enough that she's 100% sure that it even blocks out her nightlight. It's thick. She even described it as being just a little bit shorter than me, because I stood in the doorway. She was very detailed. She said the arms were down and spread out, enough to where almost the wrists touched the door jambs. But I spoke to her, and I said, "That's what you get for messing with me." Maybe not her directly, or maybe it means that we're bothering it. I don't know. But that's where it really gets creepy to me. So when I see her about this, she's upset, and then that hits me. It's my mother. It's your family member. It's even it doesn't matter. It's a person scared. Nobody should have to feel that way. So this time, at this point, we have Talon, a friend of mine that came into the group. So now we have video, we have a camera that we purchased, and we have digital, and we go back. Did we catch, people consider orbs could be bugs? Absolutely sure. I'm not going to discount that. Not at all. But when, this one's going from the bathroom to the kitchen, sometimes coming back to the same spot, almost like it's repeating itself. It's a very odd coincidence. I'm going to stop this right now and do the second video. So please continue to watch, and we'll continue from the investigation. And we'll go on to the rest of the story, because it just gets even more mind-bending, to where you really got to sit back and really evaluate a lot of things when it comes to paranormal investigating. So please just continue on number 2. Thank you.